Kimberly Solsky?
Mr. Clark, may I? Before Ms. Shulsky comes up to speak? I just want to address...
Actually, you
No,
have-
excuse me, Mayor.
I'm
I
in
am...
charge of the meeting. You're
I
supposed to ask
understand
me,
that,
not
but
Mr.
excuse
Clark.
me, Mr. Clark. I'm going to recuse myself being pending litigation since I have obtained a lawyer regarding the situation that I'm sure Ms. Shulsky is coming up. So would you like me to recuse myself from the dais right now? Or...
Okay, you can step down from the
Okay,
dais.
thank you.
Thank you for hearing me out. I'd like to start off by saying I came to this meeting tonight to go on the record about an incident that happened between myself and Deputy Mayor Pamela Richmond and her boyfriend, companion, John Bittner, at the Ivy League Bar and Grill in Howell on Sunday, October 9th, 2022. I'm a manager at the bar and have worked there for almost 4 years. I would like to state for the record that I am a registered Republican and a Trump supporter. So with that being said, my motivation for coming forward about this incident is not to support any Democrat agenda or politics in your town. I'm not even a resident of Howell. I'm a resident of Jackson. It is simply about ethics and code of conduct of a public official who threatened me at work, and not politics. I have nothing to gain from this. I also filed a police report about this incident and have a security camera video documenting this incident. The video pretty much just documents how aggressive these two were towards me. Her and her companion's behavior was just very disturbing and unhinged, and this is my reason for coming to this council meeting. I am aware that this is not the first time that her conduct or her ethics have come into question in hindsight. Before this incident, I had no idea who this woman was, other than she is a regular customer at the Ivy League. I do not take kindly to anyone who thinks that they can threaten me, my job, or try to intimidate me, especially a public official. Thank you for hearing me out, and I would like to read the letter that I had forwarded to the town and Chamber of Commerce, etc. To whom it may concern, my name is Kimberly Shulsky, and I am a manager at the Ivy League Bar and Grill in Howell. I would also like to mention first and foremost that I am a registered Republican since I've been old enough to vote. I am writing you as a concerned citizen who works in the town and to make you aware of a disturbing incident that took place at the Ivy League on Sunday, 10/9/22, between myself and the Deputy Mayor of Howell, Pamela Richmond, and her companion boyfriend, John Bittner. I wasn't sure of their relationship at this point. Pamela and John are both regular patrons of both Ivy League and Chapter House and frequent both locations several days a week. I'm a Jackson resident and was not aware of her position in the township of Howell until this incident. Because she is a local government employee that's supposed to represent the citizens in the community, her actions were despicable and totally inappropriate for a community official who takes an oath. They were sitting at the bar watching football when both started chanting, "Let's go Brandon," which in effect started to rile up other patrons. In my experience, this always causes issues, bar fights, etc., and can incite violence. I calmly approached the situation and asked them to please not go there and to chill with the "Let's go Brandon." Because in today's society, it only takes one person to disagree and incite an escalation of the situation, which it did. And her partner's reaction was so aggressive and irate because they were drunk. Come to find out in hindsight, they were both at Chapter House drinking before they showed up at Ivy League. And they were also drinking the night before because I was the closing manager and they were there for several hours on Saturday night. So they've made it a habit to come for several hours out of 2 days in a weekend to drink at both establishments. They both began to scream profanities at me, cursing me out in front of families and children that were seated at the bar tables. At one point, she told me to take off my mask so she could spit in my face, especially when I tried to approach her and explain that I wasn't coming at her as a political view. I was simply coming at her as that this was inappropriate and you can't act like that in the bar. She told me to take off my mask so she could spit in my face. I guess apparently she didn't believe that I was the same Republican or Trump supporter, as like I said, I had tried to explain to her. She climbed up on the footrest of the bar to come over as far as she could over the bar top so that they could both scream in my face and try to intimidate me by telling me she hoped I liked my job because I won't be there tomorrow and that I should call the owner, Bob Jaspin, because I won't have my job tomorrow. When I asked her who she was so I could reference her to Bob, she kept being belligerent and kept saying Pam. The man, John, she was with is about 6'5" and 300 pounds, and when I told them I wanted them to pay their check and leave, he refused and said they weren't going anywhere and to make them leave, which at that point I told them I was going to call the police. They continued to berate me and belittle me in front of my staff and patrons of the bar, which at that point I told them I was going to call the police. They continued to berate me and belittle me, and one of the owners, Paul Jaspin, became involved in the situation and was trying to calm them down also. At that point, I walked away to de-escalate the situation, at which point she was walking around the bar trash-talking about me to anyone that would listen to her. I would like to mention again that I had no idea previously who she was until someone who witnessed the incident had told me that she was the deputy mayor of Howell Township. All I was trying to do was calmly de-escalate the situation, and they completely took it to the next level. Her and her companion's actions are absolutely inappropriate and despicable for a deputy mayor and a community servant. And
Excuse me, your 5 minutes is up.
I would like to finish. I'll be done in another minute.
Allow her. I believe we need to.
A motion and a second, please.
I'll make the motion to give her extra time.
Second.
I'll step down in second.
Thank you.
I'll wrap this up as quickly as I can. All I was trying to do was calmly de-escalate the situation, and they completely took it to the next level. Her and her companion's actions are absolutely inappropriate and despicable for a deputy mayor and the community servant. That's why I am bringing this incident to light. This type of person should not be governing any part of municipal government whatsoever. In my opinion, she has a drinking problem and should seek help because she obviously is at a low point again in her life, as previously admitted after her DUI arrest. I have filed a police report with the Howell PD and have a copy of the surveillance footage from the security cameras at Ivy League to show how aggressive she was towards me, her and her boyfriend. And I will be dropping a copy of the video at the PD so that it will be part of the record of this incident. Reference case number 2242691. She is morally corrupted for the fact that she would try to use her position to threaten my livelihood by thinking she could have me fired for running the business how myself and the owner see fit. She should be ashamed of her behavior in her own community and should maybe think twice next time before she tries to intimidate people because of her position in government. Thank you in advance for addressing this matter. Feel free to contact me if you have any other questions.
I have a question. Did you lose your job?
No, I did not. I did not lose my job. I have not been fired from the Ivy League. The owners back me 100%. They gave me some time off, personal time that I took out of my own acquired personal time just to reflect on this matter. And, but no, I absolutely have not been fired from my job at the Ivy League.
I'm very sorry that you had to experience that.
I appreciate that.
It's inappropriate, unprofessional,
Unethical.
unethical. So I'm sorry.
I appreciate that.
That
My only reason for coming forward in this matter, again, before this date, I did not know who this woman was other than she was a regular customer that comes in, occasionally or even, several times a week. So the fact that she felt by her position in the community that she would be able to toss her weight around and believe that she'd be able to have me fired from my job is absolutely ludicrous, and she ought to be ashamed of herself.
I agree.
Thank you for letting me read my letter to you, and I appreciate.
It's Ms. Shelsky? Is
Yes,
that-
yes.
I want to apologize for her actions as well. This is very serious. It's a serious allegation. I have not seen this video. I don't know if Mr. Clark, have you seen this video?
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I've only provided a copy of the video to the police department so far, but I do have a copy, and I can provide that to the council if you'd like.
I think all of council should see the video, and I think all of council should have access to this police report as well.
Okay. I've spoken to the police, the patrolman that was in charge of writing the report, and the video that I had submitted at one point was a bunch of different camera angles, so he had requested a single camera angle, which I had provided to him yesterday, but he informed me that his report probably would not be finished until Monday of next week, so But other than that, I can provide a copy of the video, and the video really just goes to show that how aggressive and irate and how intimidating, if you could imagine as a woman, ladies, having a man that's 6'5", 300 pounds, screaming and cursing at you from across the bar, waving his hands, and just trying to scare me is pretty much what it was. So, again, both of their actions were despicable, so
It's unacceptable behavior from an elected official.
thank you.
Honestly, I would
Thank you, and your
respectfully
time has
request-
ended.
I would respectfully request the resignation of Deputy Mayor.
I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Did anybody else have any questions for me?
Like I said, this is not the first time that we've heard, we've gotten emails on Mrs. Richmond's
Inappropriate behavior.
her behavior. Listen, this is a very serious
This is a
thing.
serious
So we're
issue.
just we're gonna get the police report, we're gonna get the video, and then council has to make a decision. But, we also put our last township manager on a paid leave. Maybe that's a situation here. Ms. Richmond should be put on a paid leave. I mean, it's only, so much money a year. I mean, we need to see this. We need to know how serious this is.
Obviously, she felt that she had to hire a lawyer for some odd reason, so...
Not saying this didn't happen or it happened, we
Of
need to
course,
see
there's two
it.
sides to every story, I understand that.
And that's how I feel.
Once I
Council
get
needs
the
to see it.
police report, I'll make sure all council members
Thank
have
you
a
very
copy
much.
of it.
Thank you.
Thank you again for your time.
There is no one else on